that. We gotta change up that tarp soft photo in the intro.
If anybody wants to know how important Dakota Josh was to the Vancouver Canucks, that was the game. Okay, so condiments. This is everything.
Everything. So we run the gamut completely, right? And
I'm talking about sriracha on the bottle.
Sriracha?
Sriracha. It's that silent R that screws me up.
Is it a silent R?
I don't know, like who's tall?
Who's tall?
Chris Pronger, wasn't he tall?
Chris Pronger was tall. Yeah.
Welcome to the PP1 podcast.
Are you kidding me? That's what?
Seven.
We hit it. Welcome to the PP1 podcast on the Area 51 Sports Network. I'm Ryan with my boy Ted. Teddy Wong. We got a special guest today. Also intro song, Two Wolves by Jesse Roper. Shout out Jesse Roper. Love you, man. We got a special guest today all the way from the lower mainland. She's a big star out in the female Super League, the FSL, we've been told, for the Langley Leafs. Makana Mitchell. She's a goaltender. She's got her Leafs jersey on. You got to stand up, show that jersey off. You know, show your teammates, show them your big deal. There you go. Wow. Name bar on the bottom. I like that stuff. That's cool. So, Makana, welcome to the show. We know nothing about the Leafs or goaltending, so you're going to teach us everything you know on the show. I think we can make it. Now, I guess we should get this out of the way. So, you're obviously like graduated. You're playing. This is like a college league, right?
No,
Okay. So, how old are you?
13.
Whoa. 13. And how old are the girls in this league?
Like 13 to 16
Wow. Oh my
or
god.
11 to 16.
Really? And you're the starting goaltender?
I split it with my goalie partner.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. So
And how old is your partner? Is she also 13 or is she a little older?
She's I'm 14 this year, so she's 15 this year, so she's just 1 year.
That's wild. So fill us in on let's start with the league that you play in. Like tell everybody about what this league is all about.
This league is about like higher up, like you're giving girls a space to play and developing like better.
Mhm.
For, like say like I'm sorry, I'm really bad at
No,
putting it
yeah,
into
you're
words.
good.
Sorry, you're just as good as us. So you keep rocking. So it's like a women's league to promote women's hockey, women's sports. And is it like a feeder league into like something else after this? Is there like a next tier after what you're playing in?
Yeah,
Maybe.
U16U.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
So you'll play in this league for a couple of years now, because I think it goes to what is it? It's like U16, right, or U15. So you got a couple more years left in this league. How many other teams play in this league?
Around like maybe 11
11 teams. Okay.
in my division.
And is it true? And I don't know a whole lot about the league, so correct me if I'm wrong. Did they go across province? So you get teams out of Alberta and Saskatchewan and Manitoba? Do you get to see all those play too as well?
Yeah, there's some in Edmonton, and then there's ones in Victoria, and then I think there's one in Saskatoon.
Nice. And how long is your season?
Like 6 months.
Okay. So I mean that's a good long season. Do you get a lot of games in against those teams? Do you get used to playing all the different teams like over and over again, or do you kind of only seen teams like a couple of times?
I've played like some teams when we have like tournaments away from our home teams and stuff. So I've played the ones that are nearby a lot more than others, like the ones in Edmonton and Saskatoon,
Okay.
like in showcases and stuff.
Nice. So playing all those teams over and over, you must get some good rivalries going in there too then, hey?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have any teams that you would consider like really big rivals for you guys?
The Arrows.
Okay, cool. The Arrows, where are they from?
They're in Vancouver.
Oh, okay. So it's a local team.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that they're probably like, are they a nasty bunch because they're from Vancouver and you're obviously for a classier area like Langley?
Yep. Basically.
Checks out. That sounds about right. So we got to get a Kelowna team. We can't let Vancouver. We can't let the Lower Mainland get all the fun. We got to get a Kelowna team in there so we can have some bragging rights out here. We can't just assume all of British Columbia's down there. We can't let you have all the glory.
I mean, I don't mind, but
if there wasn't one, it's not the end of the world either. So we saw on because I follow your team and your dad a lot as well. So you're coming off of a pretty impressive little run yourself there. You had a 57 save. Now this was in regulation, I think, right? 57, 59 shots, and then you guys, I think, won in a shootout, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw your last two games, if I'm not mistaken, and I texted this to Ted because I wanted to make sure I got this right. Where do I have it here? I think you stopped was it 81 of 84 shots in your last two games?
Yeah.
I got a question. I just got to know.
Yeah.
What's with the 3 goals?
All right.
81 shots, and you're gonna let it come on. What are we doing here? Obviously, I'm kidding, folks. 81. That's insane. So tell us about the big performance, because 57 saves, that's no slouch. I'm sure you slept
is
for
that
2
common?
games.
That many shots in 2 games, or is that just something that happens every once in a while?
That's something we get a lot in the league. That's a lot of teams end up getting a whole bunch of shots on the net. So it's pretty common to get that many shots in one game.
Wow.
Yeah. So you must just love getting peppered then. Hey, it seems like your game likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to act like, oh, guys, we're giving up so many shots, but you secretly like it a lot, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this isn't your defense under the bus or anything, right? Isn't that what goaltenders?
Goalies don't do that. No,
they don't do that anymore. That's
goalies don't do that. No way.
Okay. Okay.
So, are you the kind of goalie are you the kind of goalie who you feel like you need a lot of work in the game to sort of stay in it, or I know some goalies it's really hard when they don't get a ton of shots and teams are playing good defense in front of them because they get a little bit rusty. What kind of goalie are you?
It's hard to stay in the game when you're not getting as many shots, but then when you do get shots, they're really hard shots or really precise with the movements and stuff. So it's hard to stay warm in a game where you're freezing cold. So yeah,
fair. I've spoken to your dad before. Your dad, absolute legend. We love him. But he was saying that you would take practices last year playing with the rep boys and stuff, and you were clearly the best goaltender on the ice. What do you find the hockey is different in this league? Do you find it's better? Is it faster? Obviously I would think that you enjoy it a lot more, but what's your experience with it?
I feel like the experience with the welcoming in with the dressing room and the people around you is so much better than any other league you'll find for women's league, or even just going to a guy's dressing room. It's a lot more welcoming when you come in and see people who are hey, what's up, instead of just people who just ignore you when you walk in. So it's really cool to see that.
And so this team that you're on, will you stay on this team specifically for the next couple of years then, or can you move around to different teams? Do you get different coaches in, that kind of thing? Or is it pretty consistent and pretty solid every year?
I do stay on the same team, but I do change every once in a while if that's something that I feel like doing. If I just...
So you can go swap it out, go to another team for a tournament or something like that, hey?
Spring team, yeah.
Okay.
So this is can you be traded in this league?
No.
Okay. No. That's good. That's probably for the best. You don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. So otherwise, who'd want to leave the Lower Mainland? That place is gorgeous. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you'd have to go play for Vancouver. That doesn't sound fun.
No. We don't want to talk about those guys.
Yeah. Do you so you have the same coaches? Do you have a goalie coach that you work with regularly that helps you with skills development and stuff like that?
I do. I work with Devin and I work with Tavin from the goalie group, right? Yeah.
Okay.
and PFGS.
Who's that?
It's performance goalie. Yeah.
Okay.
Just goalie.
Right. So
Yeah.
So have you adopted like a specific style, or what have you taken from your goaltending coaches that's really helped your game over the last little bit? Because it seems like you're thriving.
I feel like I've been around like a whole bunch of different influences of like different goalie coaches that I've like collected over time. So I've kind of like developed my own kind of style of goaltending that's like a little bit different.
So, like, what would your style be? Like, what's your hybrid kind of style? Are you like a butterfly? Are you like, do you go Kirk McLean, stack the pads kind of thing, or like, what's your jam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like, are you like? I got to ask this because we ask all of our goalie people. Like, do you adopt the? Are you good at the reverse VH?
The reverse VH, I'd say I'm okay at it. Yeah.
Ryan says it because he only knows so much about goaltending. So.
Who are your idols? Do you have some goaltending idols that you follow, that you know, posters on the wall, that kind of stuff, if you get a chance to really meet somebody? I know that you have spent some time working with a specific Canucks ex goaltender.
Yep.
But who do you watch currently in either league, PWHL or NHL?
Gibson.
Okay.
I like how aggressive he is, like against other like players, against like on the opposing team.
Okay, like how he comes out and challenges.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you do? So you're a pretty aggressive goaltender, hey?
Punching.
Yeah, you must drive. You must drive girls insane then doing that. So good for you.
Thank you.
So now we've been kind of following. Again, your dad's been good at posting like clips and stuff as you've been coming up on this Langley Leafs team. But like since all this has happened, Vancouver's got a women's hockey team, the Golden Eyes. Obviously, I'm assuming you've been to a game so far. Yeah, right. What is this like being in this league for you? What does that mean that you actually have something to strive for? Is this something that you think that you can make as a career as a professional goaltender in that league, or do you have other aspirations?
Yeah, I think yeah. Oh, I don't know how to answer that. I'm really sorry. But
No, that's okay.
my goalie coach is actually the goalie coach for the Golden Eyes team for the goalie coach. So it's really connected in that aspect.
Nice.
So you have a real leg up then. You're getting coached by a pro coach. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Have they brought you in for like a warm up to be like a practice goalie?
No. I wish. No.
It's probably coming. It's probably coming, I'm sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
Have you had a chance to meet some of the women on the team or anything like that?
Yes, I have. I actually have a signed picture and pads.
No kidding.
Yeah.
There
Jen
you go.
Gardner. Yep.
Who was that? Sorry,
Jen Gardner.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So they got to get you in there. They got to get you as a practice goalie. That's how you get your start, right?
Yeah.
Hang around the rank a little bit. I mean, Hastings is not exactly Langley, but as far as hanging around,
And everything. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have to drive down. Take a Sky Train at least just to get down there. But it's pretty cool to see. We've got a bunch of friends that live down there that have season tickets. Like as I mean, we can't identify because we're guys, but like as a woman, like what does that mean for you that this league exists, but that you actually have a team that close to be able to go and see, and that they're selling out?
It's very inspirational to see like other women like going that far like into like a sport that originated as like guys and everything. It's really cool to see that, like how far women's league has come from just like house teams and stuff to like now this, and like people are now getting into colleges and having their own like close to NHL league. So it's really cool.
Excellent.
That's excellent. And so you're like your next step, like obviously at some point you're gonna move on from this league because you're gonna age out, and I'm sure you'll be done making it your own personal playpen. So do you have an idea of what you want to do next? Are you thinking like a prep school? Do you like, I know over here in Kelowna we have the program of excellence, and understand that that's a bit of a feeder system that comes out from your guys' league. Do you have kind of some early aspirations of what you want to do through your high school career?
My high school career, Langley does go to the 19U, like,
Okay.
so I would be able to do that. But like for the college aspect, I'd love to go like any college that wants me, basically.
There you go.
If you could have your choice to go to any college, where would it be? That's a big question for a 13-year-old, but I feel like, hey, I don't know. I remember being that age and having colleges that I thought were really cool.
You got time to change your answer, right? Like my kids do that all the time, so it's fine. So you can have an answer now, and you can change it as you go.
Maybe Minnesota.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So they're with the Gophers, right?
Yeah, they don't mess around down there.
That's pretty high aspirations, but I mean, you're kind of on your way. So, a couple more 57 save, days, and you'll be fine. So now we talked about that game that you had, that big game. It went to the shootout. So, like, as a goaltender, what do you think about in a shootout? Like, have you been able to study some of the players that you played against, or do you just go on like vibes? Like, what's your feeling once you're in the shootout?
Since we've played like Arrow so many times, and like my defense even tell me, because they analyze this stuff, they come up to me and they're like, this team, all they do is backhand, forehand, backhand, and they score.
Yeah.
And it's like their move every single time. So I kind of got more prepared for that when I was like ready to do the shootout.
Oh, okay. So if they're trying to open you up to go 5-hole or something like that, what are you doing to stop that?
Poke check.
Yeah. Oh, you're just. Oh, yeah. You must be so annoying to play against. Good for you.
Mhm.
You won't be invited to our leagues because I won't get a single goal. So, I mean, that's probably for any goaltender because I can't score. So Ted can vouch for that. He's seen me play. It's like a baby giraffe out there when I'm playing. So
Like
now,
dancing, right?
yeah.
I was texting. I was talking with your dad a while back, and he mentioned that you're putting some work in with Eddie Lack. Can you tell us how that happened, or how you got to meet him, and what kind of guy was he? Was he working with you, just training? Were you guys eating tacos? Like, do you have any fun stories about him? Because obviously he's quite the character, and he's a little bit of a Vancouver legend.
I'm pretty sure my dad met him on Sportsnet as like a radio thing and password, and I'm pretty sure he like mentioned his goalie group. So we went the next year, and I do have a little bit of funny stories of when there were like, I don't know, 12-year-old boys knocking on his door when they had Keen's chicken in their room. They're like, "Can I have some chicken?" Like, and they're just persistently asking and asking. So when they left, I mocked them and I'm like, "Can I have some chicken?" And they brought me in and I got chicken, and they did so.
There you go. So it's how often have you worked out with him? Like, is it through goalie camps, or like have you had like kind of one-on-one like training, or how does that work out?
It was like a goalie camp last year, 2 years ago, maybe, like in Arizona. So it was pretty cool there. And it was like this big goalie group, and it was like he was really focused on every single goalie out there too. So we kind of like put effort into every single one of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he has to, and is he able to like sort of change how he coaches each goalie? And I mean, he's a huge guy. He's like 6'5", but I mean, you're not 6'5", I'm going to guess. So does that change? Does that change the way that he coaches you and works with you, how you go through your movements and your angles and stuff?
He does like size down a little bit for like to help me and other goalies, I guess.
So
but
what has he taught you? I think these are because when you go to these camps and everything, right? Like, again, it's very different, obviously, for like a player coach. But when you're coaching and kind of working with goaltenders, it's such specific things, right? Because there's only so much area that a goaltender covers, right? It's the two posts, your crease, right? You're not skating up and down the ice unless you're going for a tilt. What kind of stuff has he worked on that you've noticed in your game that's improved?
Probably like head movements and like eye tracking and stuff.
Okay.
Being more aggressive on like shootouts and stuff.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
do you do a lot of tracking stuff, like exercise stuff for your reaction time? Like what do you do for warm-ups and stuff before games?
For games, I use racquetballs on the wall. I use 2, so it goes a little bit quicker. And then I also do a little bit of warm up on my VR headset.
Oh wow, okay. What do you do on the VR headset? That sounds neat.
It's this, I don't really know what it's called. It's a goalie VR thing, and it gives your gloves on the little consoles, and you see everything, and it just kind of like warms you up for like the puck shots and everything.
Okay.
No kidding. Like the Hockey Hall of Fame, is it kind of? Have you ever seen that where it's like the puck shoot? Have you been there? Where you get like?
I'm sure it's exactly like that, Ryan.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. It might be the same idea, but VR. I don't know.
Exactly.
I might know.
It is the same. Look at me. So
I
Hockey
might-
Hall of Fame is good for warm-up exercise.
Yeah, just go every day.
Yeah. Wow.
Stop.
Is
Okay,
it?
McKenna, I'm a big nerd for this kind of stuff. Can we talk about your setup?
Mm.
I set up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Your gear. What are you rocking?
Do you want me to go grab something?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Whatever you got.
We'll just let Ryan wax poetic while you grab some of your gear.
Exactly. So everybody knows Ted and I could probably talk for the rest of this evening about goaltender gear. Anytime it comes to all the NHL games, or CHEL as the kids are calling it now. Ted, like, how long would you spend customizing goalie gear?
Oh, like hours. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? I mean, that's the whole idea of being a goalie. I think that's what drew us all in there when we had a chance to think about what position we wanted to play when we were younger. It was the only unique position on the ice where you could sort of be an individual, right?
Be a fashion icon.
Yeah, Jimmy, if you're there, you're welcome to sit down and take a seat, man, while she grabs her stuff. But yeah, it was the chance, and then obviously the masks were a big thing, right? So obviously we're a little older, so we grew up all those guys wearing the Vaughn Legacy gear, and as we kind of like moved into the Reebok era, right? I mean, Brian's has kind of always been around, and then there was the the Henrik Lundqvist era and all the TPS stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now we move into even newer sets of goalie gear, right? And I think you see
True, and
teams walk out with Warrior stuff, right? I mean, that's been out for a little while now, but yeah, I'm always excited to see what the kids are wearing these days, right? Because the positions change so much from what it was when we were kids, right?
So let's see, what do you got? What are we starting with? We got the
Okay, so she's a Bauer girl. Love it.
And then I have a wrapped helmet.
Whoa, look at that.
That is a nasty piece of business. So let's bring that closer to the camera. Let's see the decals on here. Oh man.
Yeah, explain it to us a little bit. Is there anything in particular on that's custom to you, or did you just have somebody work it on?
I think it was like spring team like 2 years ago, because like that's when we first had the idea. I always had like white gear and a white jersey, so everybody like just started calling me Marshmallow, which was sure that's kind of funny. So we had the idea of getting the Ghostbusters Marshmallow.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different
It's like
take on
scary
Mark.
Skate Puff though, that one. I don't know.
It kind of, I like it. He's like kind of choked, isn't he? He looks kind of pissed off.
So how did you end up with the nickname Marshmallow?
Just wearing like white pads and like how big
Oh,
I
okay.
look with these like heavy pads.
That's a new one. That's a new one. I don't think we've ever heard that. I don't think we've ever heard that from like a goalie setup, but I think we got to make that stick. Like that's the kind of thing you could get famous for.
Yeah.
Then everyone's going to give you white gear, but like they'll give you your own little flair on there. Maybe just a touch of color, right? Whatever team you're on.
Yeah.
Excellent. I love that mask. Let's see the side of that though. Like the whole Leafs kind of kind of the script on the side there. That is sharp. Look at that. Okay, see, this is what we're missing out on. This is the
Yes,
good
that's so original. I'm not sure if I've seen anything like that before. That's great.
That is impressive. Yeah, I like that. And then when you get big time, you're gonna have what's his name that's done Eddie's masks. That's what's his name?
Swedish artist, right? I can't remember.
Yeah. What's his name? Dave Art, I think, or Dave's Art. Right? He'll get on his Instagram. He'll have it shipping out to whatever team you're on, right?
Yeah.
Get a nice bucket. If you could design a bucket, what would you design?
This is what I like. This is what we designed. This is what we picked
Like, I
out.
did it already. I've been doing it already. Pay attention.
She's living it. That's awesome. I don't know. We grew up. They made like the road hockey mask. Remember the Coho ones, Ted? That you could buy.
Oh, yeah. It's like Road Warrior gear or whatever.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they had one. There was a Leafs one. It was like a Felix Potvin mask that was very crudely designed on that. There was Ed Belfour one for the Blackhawks. It kind of had the Blackhawks look. And I feel, there was a Montreal. So there's a Patrick Waugh looking one, like a Canadians one. I feel like there's one more, but maybe not. So like that was as cool as most of us got. We didn't get to have a fancy wrapped mask that gets to have super personality on it. So that is really, really cool. So is there other ones in the league that have as nice of a mask as you, or are you kind of like the shining star?
I bet you it's not as original as Stay Puff, I'll tell you that.
I doubt it.
There's a couple. I think there's one on 14U Minor. She's the little goalie, Faye. She has a pretty cool mask too. Yeah.
Hey Ryan, looks like we got a question in the chat there. Maybe we got to throw that one up.
Just a second. The cursor was over the tile. So let me just pull this up here. Grant, what's her relationship with her backup? How does that dynamic look for her? So that's a great question. So like you said, you're not the only one in the net, right? So who's your backup and how do you guys get along?
We get along very well.
Not your backup. I should apologize. Your partner, your goaltending partner. You're a tandem.
Yeah, we get along really well. Her name is Nyla. She splits the game sometimes with me, and then most of the time it's just like you get this game and I get that game. So it's really cool to see it happen.
Right on.
Nice.
And
you guys must. I'm just gonna guess that she's a good goalie as well. So you guys must really push each other then, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is the older one. I do take a lot of advice from her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's got good advice. Just an extra year, right? I mean, a year is a big difference, I guess, right? Especially when you're talking about sports. So, yeah, that's really cool to have that.
And how does her style compare to yours?
Pretty similar, a little bit different. She doesn't challenge as much, I'd say. But we're pretty similar in that way. We both did elite goaltending.
Yeah.
Pasco.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Because that's kind of, as you've seen, like a good goaltending tandem can take a team a long way. And if they get along and they're pushing each other, right? That's how, not in Vancouver lately, but that's usually what it looks like when a team goes far enough that they've got a good tandem. You know, back when we had Roberto Luongo and Corey Schneider, you know, we thought we had it all because those guys were best buds and they're pushing each other and it didn't matter who was in the net, right? Like the team had a good chance to win. So sounds like that's what you both have on the Leafs team.
Makana, what do you know about, so we know obviously the teams that are already in your league and it's something that seems like it's grown a lot over this last year. You guys are getting a lot of traction. There's more and more people know about it. There's like opportunities that are coming out of it. You guys are getting professional level coaching. So that's phenomenal. What do you know about the league, how it's going to grow? Do you know if the plan is for it to get bigger? Are they going to put more teams? Are going to continue to go cross province? Do you know anything about that side of it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're growing, like we're getting more teams like as the years go on. And since we are getting the 19U team, like I think next year. So it's going to keep growing.
Love that.
Grant's got another question here. How confident is she handling the puck behind the net under pressure? Does it freak her out or no big deal at all? That's a good question because things get crazy when it's behind the net.
I'm getting better with it. Originally, like last year, I didn't do it at all because there's always that like lingering thought. If you like mess up or you miss the pass, like they're just scoring on an empty net. So it's always that pressure that's pushing down on you when that happens. So you got to kind of just like push it away and just do it in the moment.
So you're feeling it a little bit more this season. So it comes with a little bit more maturity behind the net, knowing that you can kind of take a chance a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we know that puck handling is something that you're working on. I think it's like a skill that you're growing, right? It sounds like I think that's a case for a lot of goaltenders. And we also know that you're super aggressive too. But aside from the aggressive part of it, what do you think's the strongest part about your game?
I'd say my glove hand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have it like every time I get a new glove, I have it broken in like for like 5 months after after I buy it. So
How do you break your gloves in?
softball, and I wrap it around with like lace and stuff. I put it in like really hot water and in my hot tub or the oven. Just get it warm.
You bake it a bit?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you use like in baseball we use like glove oil and stuff? Do you use that type of stuff on your glove? No?
No, not really.
You just tie it up and then you bake it for a little bit and stick it in the water.
Yeah.
Now, could you go to like Castle Fun Park and like warm that thing up too? Just go in the batting cage and just be catching softballs for like a half hour? Have you done that?
No, I haven't, but that's a really good idea.
I'm an outside the box thinker. You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, Ryan.
Well, we lost our batting cage out here, so it's Scandia. So now we have to pay like big bucks to go to the good ones. So that's a good one. Batting cages. So that's how we all learn. So not a bad idea. I mean, it may not. Batting cage closed at the moment. Oh well, it's winter. Yeah. So that's something you can do as you're breaking in because you're not going to break in a new mid-season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Likely. Yeah. Stupid flood. Okay, so we'll blame the flood. I guess has nothing to do with winter, so whatever. So, Makana, what is the schedule like coming up? We'll keep you for a couple more minutes here. What's the schedule like coming up for you? Are you guys doing any traveling, or is it all Lower Mainland? What's on the schedule?
We do have our Victoria is here Sunday.
Okay.
We are playing them, and then we have our playoffs coming for the final. And then if we make playoffs, we go back to Edmonton. And yeah.
How are you feeling about your team this year? Are you guys going to be a high seed this year? Do you think you got a chance to really pull it off, or are you guys kind of just 50-50 whether you're going to make it or not? What are your thoughts on your team?
I think if we like really, let's say, lock in, we can like get there. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll be pulling for you. Lock it in. Makana, I think we're going to get ready to wrap it up here, but I really want you to take like the next couple of minutes here, the next however long you want, but the floor is yours. I just really want you to take the time to talk about the league or anything else that you think is really important that people know, whatever awareness you can bring to women's hockey or the league that you're playing in. The floor is yours. I just like you to just say whatever you think you need to say.
I think I've answered in most of the questions about how it's really cool to see the women's hockey develop in this sort of like league and everything. Really cool to see. The ability to travel with my team is really huge, and having being able to do that is like super amazing. So it's really cool.
Awesome.
Excellent. So we're going to be paying attention to obviously your journey, and if things get going good, maybe if you guys have a really successful playoff run, we can get a recap from you afterwards.
All right.
Find out. I mean, that's a big ask because again, folks, you got to be careful. She plays for not the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's the Langley Leafs. This is a safe space. It's fine. So we're going to keep track of Makana for everybody. And if you guys want, again, this is where you can promote. So like Instagram, Facebook, where can people find your team and the league?
Instagram.
Okay.
Leafs. Mostly just Instagram. I think we have Facebook. I'm not entirely sure.
We'll look it up and we'll post the links.
And then I would assume this is probably broadcast online as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking actually. There is televised broadcast of this. I think that they throw. Let's see if I can find it.
TV. Yeah.
There you go. So Grant says, can't wait to see her playing for the Golden Knights. So you've already.
Yeah, it looks like games are broadcast online on Silent Ice TV. So there's some exposure for the athletes there. So maybe we can post that too. But I know I'm going to be tuning in. I think I'm going to check it out. That sounds really cool. Sounds like you guys are doing an awesome job up there. So we'll definitely be paying attention, right? So that's the female Super League, the FSL, which is pretty rad. So I'm really excited to check that out, and really, really happy you were able to take some time to talk to us and show us your setup and talk about all the cool opportunities that you guys are having. So it's really exciting stuff, Makana.
Thank you so much for having me.
Not
Yeah,
a problem.
no problem.
Thanks for staying up. Your dad said it's not past your bedtime, so it's fine. So we appreciate you coming. We go a little late, so we do apologize. So thanks so much for coming, and we are going to see you soon. And we obviously thank your dad, Jimmy, for setting this up. This is we've been excited to have you on for a little bit. So, and you're a goaltender, and we love goaltenders. So, always love for the goaltenders because sometimes they don't get enough love, as we all know in this market. So, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, Jimmy. Yeah, thanks for setting this up, and good luck the rest of the way, Makana.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
See you later, guys.
Great.
What a jam. What
Great
a
stuff.
jam.
What a beauty.
13 years old, dude. 13.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember 13 years old just wishing that I was good at hockey, right? I mean, I was just playing house and I was having a great time, but to think that they're at that level, they can still be kids, but then they're still having the opportunity to get professional level coaching and have that level of development that wasn't really there for the ladies like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
right? So,
I was gonna say, like, it's so different now, right? Like, there's a professional women's league where they're getting paid. It's not just Team
great.
Canada and the US, and you're kind of seeing them play colleges and whatever. Like, this is a big deal. It's on national television. They're selling out buildings. Like a friend of the show, Ryan Schapp, him and Amanda, they've got season tickets over there. I was actually telling them that we're going to be in town for provincials for skating when the Kraken are in town. And I was like, hey, do you want to go to a game? And he's like, actually, the Golden Knights have a game that day. So he's like, I'm going to be busy.
Yeah, I mean, they're just so fun to watch right now. And I mean, we talk about high level coaching. I mean, you're an athlete, Dad. You get it, right? You have a high level competing daughter, or two of them, right? Who are out there competing at the highest stage in their careers right now, and for speed skating, which I don't think we talk about enough. But your girls really benefit from seeing high level coaching and the experiences that they have to have opportunities to have those people work with you. That's really going to help grow their game. So it's just really awesome to see.
We've noticed too. So again, we've been pretty fortunate because we make, the family makes the annual trip now to Calgary for the summer camp at the Oval. But Addison and Chris are obviously there a little bit more for different meets and what have you, but kind of cool that, to have an ear for a few of the Olympians on the national team, to be DMing or texting with girls that are on the Olympic team. And those are the kind of things like that you're going to have in Vancouver where, again, Eddie Lack or the Golden Knights goalie coach, like you said, these aren't things that were happening even like under 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We live in a very different sports world than we did. The access and opportunity is so different than it used to be. We've been having the chat. So Addison's likely starting sports school next year once she goes to KSS. And so it's a very different program than normal school. So we've got our next, seminar, virtual, whatever that is, coming up again. But she has an opportunity to take advantage. We're looking into it, but like the skate mill at MNP there, because she's got the long inline skates to use the skate mill. So something like that now means if this works the way we're hoping it does, it means we don't have to travel to Calgary to get long track reps because she can be in a skate mill on, I don't know if you've ever seen these rollerblades that are for like long track. They're like long, they're bonkers. Dude.
I've actually got to wear a pair, believe it or not.
They are, I don't want any part of them. They look insanely uncomfortable to skate on. I know when Christine put them on for the first time, like it was like fish out of water for the first little bit because it's just such a different feel, right? But to be able to go on like a skate mill, which we've got in town here, and to be able to do long runs of strides on something like that, like these are the kind of things, these things didn't exist.
For a good surface,
they didn't exist before, and they're giving opportunity now for, I mean, boys and girls, but you know, in our case, for our girls to be able to not have to travel and have an opportunity like that. So when they go to meets, they're competing at the same level, right? Or higher. So I think,
and your daughter and like your girls and like Makana, like, and they're getting this level of coaching, and all kids can receive high end coaching if they have the right coach, obviously, right?
Sure.
And I think that's the difference between, you know, a kid who's playing hockey and then a kid who's like a high level hockey player, or a kid who skates and then a kid who's like a high level speed skater, right? I mean, these kids are just, they have all the gifts that they're supposed to have to do well, but in addition to that, they're also just nails, right? Like I mean, you can't teach that level of aggressiveness and compete. And they have it with the physical skills. It's just the total package, right?
Well, and I mean, as a goaltender for her, right? I mean, you and I have played, I mean, me more so on the rec side, but, and you've played on teams, but like goaltending is, I mean, even road hockey is pretty tough, right? I mean, let's be honest, or ball hockey, like you've played on some pretty high end ball hockey teams. I'm like, it's no joke, man. Like goaltending is a tough position. And then you strap skates on, and then you strap talented, you know, players on the ice, and they're making plays, and that puck moves so fast, right? Decisions are a mile a minute, and it's a tough position. So you have the opportunity to move up and to have, you know, the talent to, and a league like that can promote, you know, women's sports and to get these young girls into something, you know, semi-professional, I think is pretty neat. Like that doesn't exist in all sports. So obviously hockey it does, but I mean, same as soccer, right? For the Whitecaps and the feeder system that kind of exists now for, you know, the junior leagues across British Columbia. Like it's, the landscape for that sport's changed so much because there was a pro team that came to town, and, you know, they can now start building towards that ultimate goal of being a pro athlete, if that's what you want to do.
That's how it happens. Yeah.
So that's not my path personally, as you know. Couple things. We've talked a lot of hockey. We'll chat a little bit Canucks, but there's some other stuff too. The Canucks are they're banged up. Everybody's hurt, like almost everyone. I think Besser is being treated for concussion, or Rossi, I think. Demko's done for the season. He's surprise. Everybody to a degree is banged up, and whatever. Tank's on. Let's rock and roll.
Your team gets banged up during a long playoff run, so that's why you gotta. Oh
yeah.
Shit.
Oh wait, we didn't have a long playoff run. So, you know, it's the Canucks. Whatever. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't. It doesn't really bother me, right?
It doesn't.
Yeah, like if a lost year for Rossi, and, you know, Besser's having not a great year, and it is what it is. I still think that with all of the development that happened in Abbotsford last year, I think a lot of these guys were ready to start seeing some ice, or start seeing their opportunities to come up and play. And you know, if all things were firing on all cylinders, like I'll just bring it back to, you know, that first Talkett year when we had all that good fortune and all that good health. There's probably a lot of guys on that squad that probably would have deserved shots, but didn't get shots because they weren't needed, right? The team was healthy, and pretty tough to force your way into the lineup as a Linus Karlsson in a regular spot when a squad is playing well and there's no injuries, right? So we saw guys like Jet Wu come up a couple times and not play, and I was really hoping to see him get into it. I think there's a guy that's probably earned his right to get into some games, and
totally.
At some point when there's injuries, there might as well be in a season that seems like a lost season, so that you can take this time to develop these guys that are sitting on your roster, playing on your farm team, paying dues.
Yes.
Yeah, and all that stuff is okay.
This is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like.
This is what, and it's not a tank. They're just losing, but this is what it looks like.
Yeah, this is not a tank. This is a bad hockey team.
Yeah, but this is what it looks like. This is what a rebuild, if done right, and we're still not there yet. But this is
the losing part, right? But they need to complete the movement of assets part of it. right? There's two parts to a rebuild.
But like this is the beginning stages. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
things aren't going well. Guys are hurt. This, that, and the other. This is where it starts, and that's okay. And it doesn't hurt like when it hurt when things were just bad. When like there's infighting and they better resign Hughes or they better resign PD or whoever it happened to be. It's a different feel now, and that's like it. I mean, it's a little indifferent currently, but it's a good feeling knowing that, hey, you know what? If it keeps going this way, they might just get this part right. They might just have that pick sitting for them.
Yeah, again, I'm not going to hold my breath that they're going to get the first overall pick.
That's would be very Vancouver of them.
That's fine, but like we've talked about before, the level of quality at the top of the draft is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be different next year, right? Like, I think there's been so much change that's happened and so much change in not only a roster, but change in a level of thought and direction. Like, think about where this team was at the start of the year when they were building this roster and constructing it. They were trying to put a team together to satisfy the need of a franchise player, to tell him that this is the right place to resign. And within about a month, it was like, we're not blowing it up, but like, hey, we understand completely that this ain't it. So players are brought in, responsibility was given to younger guys. Changes were made. Zeev Buium, he's hurt as well, right? I mean, and then all of a sudden you've got guys like Mancini up, and I think it's going to be such a slog. I think they're going to take the time to go through this break during the Olympics. And I think some of these guys are going to come back and reset a little bit and be like, that whirlwind, that frenzy is a little bit over now. And we can sort of reset ourselves in the season and start really putting their games together to build for what's going to have to happen next year. Yeah. This team's going to go through the offseason, and there's going to be some free agents brought in, and the team is going to look a lot different because they're going to reprioritize what's important to them, right? I mean, you're probably not going to see Evander Kane types end up on this team to fill roster spots. I think they'd rather give that to Linus Karlsson, right? And a player like that. So next year, it's going to be less about, hey, we're in this situation because of all of this change. And next year, guys like Zeev Buium and Ugren and Mancini and Wielander and all these guys are going to be like, okay, I'm not here now because of change. I'm here because we're starting anew, and I've worked my ass off in the off season, and we're going to start pushing to establish ourselves. The team might not be good next year, but the mentality from the players is going to be different when the season resets, and it's going to be a little bit different after the All-Star break. And I think you're going to start to see that from some of the guys as they begin to, this new core starts to take a little bit of a foothold and starts to gain their identity on what this new Canucks team is going to look like moving forward.
So I kind of want to touch on that and go in a slightly different direction. I want to touch on something that I think like it's been getting a lot of bad publicity and a lot of bad press lately. Now hear me out, because I've got a couple points that we'll get here. One, it sounds like Evander Kane will be on his way out. They're going to find a trade partner. Take away all the rhetoric of the agent making this work and making a trade happen like the last one did. Hear me out for a second, though.
Sure.
They signed Evander Kane. They got it wrong, right? And they're going to try to trade him out of town for assets of whatever.
It was probably the right signing for the wrong team.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Second thing, they go and they actually traded, whether we feel good about it or not, they did trade Quinn Hughes. If this was the last regime, how long would this have carried on for? Or would it have even happened? Would they have just found a way to be in misery? Like, what I'm trying to say is, as bad as some of these things have been, and I'm not saying it's great and that there's this silver lining, they have made their moves. They haven't just sat 100%. They have admitted they've admitted defeat on a couple of the moves that they've made, and they've changed out of it. I know I've been saying this as long as this show has been on. If you admit that you made a mistake and you change it and you move on from it, personally, I'm cool with that. It's not great, but you look at, like, we all thought Evander Kane was probably not a great signing, but they're finding a way to move him. And if they do, I mean, this is something that's already progress from the last regime. We would have never saw the admit of defeat, right? The admit of failure, or not failure, of that they made a bad move. The Quinn Hughes thing, as wild as that all was, even the JT Miller thing, as wild as all that stuff was, they still made those moves. They still made it happen somehow. The old regime, really two of them even, probably wouldn't have sat. They would have sat on this a lot longer. It probably would have dwelled to something even worse. Am I wrong?
No, like, I think that's one thing that this team is not. I shouldn't say this team, that this management group has done like a pretty good job of over the last little while, is admitting mistake. Like, and I don't mean all of them, but I mean, like, they'll take a player and they'll sign a player, and then they'll be like, Dakota Joshua, like, oh, we signed this guy, we actually don't think that he's the right guy, and they'll move him. They'll make a trade, bring in a Lucas Reichel, and think that he's going to be the solution to a second or a third line center, and be like, turns out he wasn't the guy, and they'll just send him down. And I think this team, there's other examples of this where they've sort of brought in a guy, the experiments failed, and they've just shipped him out and they've moved on to the next thing, right?
That doesn't happen a lot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think Jim has shown that, not just with the Canucks, but through all of his time as an NHL GM. And I think he makes moves early and he wants to just get it done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, obviously, you can't go back on, right? Like, it's when you make a mistake and the player that you're moving out is the mistake versus, doubling down. Maybe we made the mistake and we should have kept Bo and moved JT.
Yeah.
But only a year and a half later, they moved out JT, right? So they are willing to not completely continue to just bash their head against the table. Whereas, like, I wouldn't have put it past the previous regime and Benning to just, like, fuck it up somehow. And sorry, who's ever still listening, mess it up somehow and just lose Quinn altogether. Like, you know what I mean? Or just get absolutely ripped on the trade, right? Like,
yeah,
it was just so horrendous that
we didn't have a choice.
That things you couldn't fathom would happen,
Mm-hmm.
forgetting to just sign a player, or like running out of time to bring in entirely fully.
Yeah.
Like, those things actually happened, and they're things that should never happen in a professional environment.
Or what was the thing about the picks? Like, oh yeah, it's really tough to get a first rounder.
Yeah, it's really tough to get a first rounder. Stuff like that, right? Like, oh, you bring in Eric Gudbranson, wrong player. Obviously, he's not the guy. But then you double down, right? And then you re-up him, like shit like that, right? Like that. I don't think we're going to see stuff like that happen. And I think that full well they could bring in, and I'll use Besser and Pettersson as an example in this one. Even Connor Garland, right? Like,
sure. Yeah.
And I don't think that they're mistake players. I just think that they're just not here at the right time for what their contract is, right? So they could sign, they could make the trade, they could bring in Pettersson, right? Drop the first, get their hands on him, and then be like, this isn't the right time. And it's very possible that you could see him moved out the door. They just signed Brock and Garland, and I know Brock's hurt now, so this is less likely, obviously, but it's very possible that you could see one or both of those players move out the door now in terms of what the new direction is. So the old regime would have just stuck to that, and they would have let it ride, or they would have let it be Louis Eriksson and just live forever, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the moment when it's about to expire, you go ahead and you move Louis Eriksson and you lock yourself into the next deal that handcuffs the team for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
We're not making those types of mistakes. This regime is not off the hook.
Oh no,
they've done some dumb shit, but it's still miles better because, like you said, and I think this is the important point, they're willing to make the change if it's not working, right?
Like, hey man, you and I know this is a terrible comparison. Like, we make mistakes at work, we do, but and you own it and you move on. Sports is very different. But how many teams, how many organizations actually make a move that doesn't work out, and they actually can and just move on and move on, right? Like you move the guy out and you move on. It doesn't happen a lot. And especially for the Canucks, there's been a really long run of these things just festering and getting worse and worse and worse until, the only result is to let them walk or to get next to nothing for a player. So you're right. This organization is not off the hook by any means, but they are doing things like, Jeff Patterson, like, do something, right? They are. It's not pretty, but they're actually making moves. So I think looking after the not the All-Star break, after the Olympic break, yeah, I think if guys can get healthy and they can showcase for a week or two, you're probably going to see a few guys get moved. And that's how this works. And that's why it's okay. It doesn't have to feel good, but we're past the feel good, man. Like, we had the feel good and we were lied to. It wasn't the team we thought we had. No. And now we have to start over again.
And it's just whether those teams can make that change or not, right? Like, look at the Patriots, right? Like, you have all the success with Brady, and I'm not a Patriots guy, so like, let's just get this out in the open right there. But you have all this success for Brady retires, or Brady leaves, sorry. And then you turn the page and it's like, boom, next guy in, Cam Newton, placeholder, plays for a year, and then it's like, not the guy, make a draft pick. Mac Jones, high-end draft pick, right? Give him a year, one's development, second year, sorry, you're not the dude, move him out the door, next man in, Drake May, first year development, second year, where are they again?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, proof is in the pudding, right? If it's not working, you make the change, you move it out, and then you move something new in. And too many teams get attached to what they have, and Vancouver's been guilty of this in the past, and aren't willing to make that move. And if they have the chance to make the move, they have some weird reason why they can't, and then they just let it die or end.
They let emotion get into it. Yeah. They let emotion, and they don't let business. The reason the reason the NFL works so well. Yeah, the NFL works so well because sometimes it kind of backfires, but because they don't have that emotion, and because they treat it as such a business, like we've watched Hard Knocks, right? You see guys get cut, or you see guys get released or whatever on Hard Knocks, and you're just like, man, they make it look so easy to make the hardest thing happen. Like, hey, we're firing you today.
Yeah, we saw Chad Ochocinco get cut.
Right? Like, you see that and you're like, hey, we hope it works out, but like, this is a business and it sucks, and you feel for these guys. They're like, but next week, probably not going to care so much about it. Like, Quinn Hughes has been gone for a month and a bit. He was gone just before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're talking about him, but I mean, it's this weird feeling. Like, I've kind of moved on. Like, he's not here anymore. JT Miller, we're not following JT Miller's every move. I mean, they're showcasing what's going on. It ain't pretty.
Yeah, but we've talked about this so many times, right? It doesn't matter who's here.
No.
Just whoever is here, if they're doing the job, that's going to be our guy. We're going to love those guys, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter who's here, right?
Victor Reskovich, Aaron Volpatti.
Marcus Naslund was he was a high-end prospect, but he was failing and faltering in Pittsburgh before we got him for Stoyanov.
Mm-hmm.
Took a couple of years to figure it out. He's just Naslund the winger, and then he catches fire, and then everybody loves him. That's the guy. None of it matters unless they're the guy that's here and it's working, because everything else just is just, we don't care. When you're gone, you're gone, right?
Happens all the time. All the time. And that's why, if you can put emotion and feeling to the side, that's where these teams actually start succeeding. Because eventually, when they do succeed, then all the emotion and the feeling comes, because, like, man, we can't break this team up. It's too good.
Yeah, and I think Grant in the comments hit the nail on the head, right? It's the owner is emotional. So we don't know the whole story, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a Browns fan. I know about what an owner is that meddles.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that level of meddling is we don't know if it's Jerry Jones-esque. We don't know if it's Jimmy Haslam-esque, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what Aquilini does or how much he pulls the strings and makes these hockey decisions behind the scenes. But many years have gone by, and the same thing happens over and over again, and the regime changes. So maybe there's a bit of a pattern here.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to talk about football, but we're already at the hour, so worked out. Curling was good last week. We're going to curl again. Football, we got a week off of Well, unless you like watching the Pro Bowl games, great for you. But you and I have got a busy weekend. We're going to be looking good again. I saw the post today on Instagram, set121.com.
Oh,
Go check out the shorts. My man Ted, he's looking good online, folks. He's looking good.
maybe not my most flattering picture, but yeah.
You know what? We're at a point where most flattering is out the door. We're not there anymore. You look just fine, but don't worry about it. You're not going to be GQ anytime soon. Neither am I. So definitely not me. That's for sure. So we're just going to watch some. We're going to watch some Canucks. Maybe we're going to watch. The Rockets have been playing pretty well, but Saturday not so much. But last night was pretty good. So other than that, we're just going to enjoy being dads, enjoy being around, and enjoying what winter has to offer. So Makana Mitchell from the Langley Leafs of the Female Sports League. Go check them out. She's a rock star. She knows Eddie. Maybe that's our into to
maybe. And get to the site. Go to set21.com, right? So go if you want to deal on some 121.com. So set121.com. Get there, check out some. I think it's like buy 2 pairs, get 1 free right now. They are really awesome swim shorts. If you got a vacation coming up and you're heading out of country to somewhere warm, I know I am. Looks like we booked our tickets for Curacao, so we're heading there in March.
That's great.
I'm going to make sure that we're stocked up, right? I mean, it's local. A couple of really great entrepreneur girls are running it. Friends of ours, ones that we played ball with. They're going to make a go of it. These girls, so I think they're doing it the right way, and it's a fun and exciting brand. So I'm really excited to see them crush it.
And speaking of, if you're going to be going somewhere sunny and you got your swim shorts already, you need a good hat. Go to mlgngolf.com. Free ads. Go to Mulligan Golf. Support your boy Ryan. Me and Luke are making a run of it as well. And we got a new lid coming maybe Friday, maybe. And a t-shirt coming pretty quick too. So go check us out.
It's about time for some sort of Polynesian design hat, I feel like, or sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's quite the market yet, but we could put something together. I'm sure we could figure it out. We could figure it out. I've got some
triangles, maybe.
Yeah, we'll figure something out, I promise. So mlgngolf.com, go check us out. Set121.com, go check them out. Support local, support us, support Makana, support the Langley Leafs, not the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they are in town this weekend. And Luke's daughter Macy is playing in the intermission. So
awesome stuff.
How great would that be? Hey,
awesome stuff. Yeah.
So he's gonna be broke for a while because they have to buy.
It's about time. I think we're ready to have Luker on the show here. No.
We've been talking about it. He's a busy guy, so it's not that he doesn't want to come on. He also falls asleep at like 8:30. He's like Chris Phillips. So
okay, fair.
So so that's also why he's on the show. Anyway, on behalf,
thanks again for joining us, Grant.
Appreciate it, buddy. On behalf of Ted, I'm Ryan. This is the PP1 podcast on the Area 51 Sports Network. Go Canucks, go.